This is Pastor Tim coming to you from the central part of Texas in the United Methodist Churches of Bend and Lomita. We are lifting up the Bible verses, and particularly the Bible verses that are for Sunday in preparation for Easter. It's good to prepare for Easter. If you just let it come without any preparation, it's like having a party without any preparation. It's just not nearly as much fun. So it's a lot better to have the scriptures leading up to Easter and worship to get ready for that big and glorious day that Jesus rose from the dead. Today we're doing John 9, which is one of the preparations for Easter. It's a story about how Jesus and his disciples were walking along, and they come across a man who was blind from birth. Apparently he was well known because the disciples knew him, and they were questioning Jesus. Is this man blind because of something he did or something his parents did? Which doesn't make a lot of sense either way. He was blind from birth means he did something before he was born that caused the punishment of being blind. That doesn't make any sense. And the parents, if they did anything, why should their child be punished? If there's a punishment that should be dealt out, and I think what it's saying is that any kind of disability, any kind of bad time, any kind of hard time is a punishment for sin, punishment for something you did. That happens often enough. If we do things, sometimes we have to live with the consequences. If we don't study for a test, then we fail the test and have to deal with the consequences. If we don't do our income tax, then the government comes down on us and we have to deal with that. And we also think that when we do good things, we should be rewarded. We look at a promotion and say, I did all the things I was supposed to do. I worked hard, and so I deserve what I got. But we don't always deserve what we get. Sometimes things just happen. And so they thought that the guy is deserving something. And Jesus said, no, it's for the opportunity for God's glory to shine, for God's power, for God's love to shine. That's an interesting way of looking at life. That any difficulty we have, any hard time, any struggle that we go through is really an opportunity for God's power and God's glory, God's love to shine forth. He turned around and healed the man, and there's a whole lot that goes on afterwards about trying to decide what's going on. The authorities don't think that it's the right man, somehow it's somebody different. We like to change reality. If we don't like the outcome, we try to change the narrative. We've done that in politics and in history forever. We try to change the narrative, try to change the story until it fits what we want it to say, instead of letting the truth just shine out. There's a lot of that going on right now. But the story is that the struggles, the difficulties are a sign for God to come and visit and make stronger. Many a person that I've met have gone through struggles and come through with a greater love, with a greater faith, with a greater ability to help other people, in that even difficult times have something good that can happen to them. Does God cause that to happen? I don't think so. I think this life is difficult. You go through it, you're not always going to have sunshine. If you did, you'd become a very warped person if you never had to overcome any difficulties. Some of the great testimonies are people who have overcome great difficulties, both in being healed and not being healed, but finding a new faith in God. The testimony doesn't happen unless there's a struggle. There are very few people who say, my life has been easy all my time, and that's why I believe in God. The great struggles have resulted in great testimonies. So this man has a testimony to make later on that other people try to discount or try to distance themselves. But God, through Jesus Christ, healed him, made healing available. We're not always healed, but we're always made well because we can listen to Jesus and discover the power of God in it. So this consequences of an action are not necessarily what caused your present situation. It's an opportunity for God to do wonderful things in your life and make you even more valuable to the world and the people around you. I hope that makes sense, and it helps as we move towards Easter when God's going to use a wonderful thing, a difficult thing in the crucifixion for a wonderful result. I'll see you next time.